Okay, good morning. Hi, I'm Mr. Coleman, but you know that. Uh, this is my beautiful YouTube studio. Uh, I'm sitting in my basement with a bed sheet on the wall and thinking about how many stupid videos I can make before you all will stop watching. So, we're going to talk about Athens and Sparta. I'm going to post some questions, ask you to read some stuff, and ask you to answer the questions. That's sort of how things are going to go. When I say I'm going to take attendance, that means I need to be able to see that you logged in, read what I asked you to read, and did what I asked you to do. That usually is going to mean answering the question. I think for now, we're going to start with Google Classroom, but you know me, I'm going to get bored and I'm going to send you all over the place. So everything will start with Google Classroom, and Google Classroom will send you emails. So I want you to be checking Google Classroom, and I want you to be checking your email, okay? You really only need to do one one thing to show me that you're here, but I'm probably going to be posting 2 or 3 things to make sure that you're learning, okay? I'm happy that you're watching this. I'm happy that you're logging in and attempting to participate, but I need more than participation. Okay. We still need to learn a lot of stuff before the end of the year, and I've got some hard questions for you that are going to take some work. Okay. Because I want your brain to continue to stretch and grow and be ready for 7th grade, because we only have a couple of weeks until we're done with social studies. Whatever happens, I am not gonna put off starting science because that's like my favorite thing of the year, and I want to like throw things and shoot rubber bands and do all that fun stuff. So social studies needs to happen. Okay, so hopefully when I say the Greeks, you remember what that means, and you remember all of the fun geography we've talked about. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about 2 specific city-states and how they show us Greek civilization and the different ways that it happened. Okay, and there's going to be some war and maybe some references to the 300 and King Leonidas and all of that fun stuff. But the point is, can you see how this weird peninsula with thousands of islands became the birthplace of modern democratic society? A lot of crazy important stuff happened here. This may be the most influential culture of any that we've studied. And when we talk about the Romans, we're going to talk a lot about how they sort of stole a lot of Greek ideas and maybe didn't make them better, but sort of tried them out and they sort of fell apart. A lot of our government is based on Greek ideas as the Romans interpreted them. So when we have elections for senators, that was a word that comes from the Romans, not the Greeks, even though the Greeks sort of invented the idea, or at least were the first willing to really try democracy. And when the Romans tried it, it didn't turn out so good. If you know who Julius Caesar is, you know it didn't turn out so good because he sort of took over his own country and made himself an emperor. And then they killed him. But then his adopted son sort of transformed what had been sort of a democracy into an empire, and it never changed back. So there's some interesting implications there for us and for the path of our own democracy and the problems with it. See you soon.